Hi, my name is Thomas Johnson, and I'm the founder and CEO of GetUpNGetFit Wellness Concierge. I'm also a C-suite advisor and investor, and you're listening to the How May I Serve You podcast, where I'm constantly on the quest to surround myself with the best coaches while learning how to better serve our executive clientele by asking them, How may I serve you? Today's show is sponsored by Get Up and Get Fit. And Get Up and Get Fit will be providing students with textbooks and school supplies in Cambodia in honor of our guest today, as well as our philanthropic mission to impact at least 50,000 people per year. And today's guest is Katie Keich. Katie, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Getting ready for the holidays.
I know they're coming here pretty quickly.
Yes, indeed. So Katie Keich is the founder and CEO of Full Advantage LLC, which she started FA in 2019 after seeing a need for education and done-for-you service in billing, payment processing, and credit collections. As a senior executive with 20 plus years of experience in the logistics and supply chain industry, she possesses valuable insights and expertise. Katie, 20 plus years?
Yeah, crazy how fast time goes.
Wow, Tom flies right there. You look like you're like 25.
Plus another couple of decades. Well, at least a decade, I should say.
Awesome. So Katie, let's dive into your story, right? So I like to would like to know a little bit more about who is Katie Keish, right? Give us the 2 minute version. Where are you right now? Where you from? Talk to us.
Yeah, so I'm from Pennsylvania, Allentown, Pennsylvania, not too far from Philly and not too far from New York, which is a great location. Born and raised here, so wanted to, help businesses continue to find resources, filling up the gaps from last year where we couldn't find people, right? So we had to bring in other ideas and then looking to help them continue to scale and grow, very passionate about helping business owners. And I'm on a fitness journey myself recently, so I'll talk a little bit of that shortly too.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Okay, so it seems like you're helping others, and you're also helping yourself. When you help yourself, you're able to have energy to help others. See how that works?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yes. So Katie, so growing up as a child, right? Did you always envision yourself to be a leader, to be a person to take charge? Talk to me about that.
Growing up, I don't think I really did. I always, everybody I ever talked to always said, you're going to be in sales, because I was always outgoing. I'm an extrovert, as you can tell. And so they were just like, you're going to be in sales. You're going to be some sales executive. Never officially had a sales title for the record, but always knew that I wanted to help people become better. That was always a mission. I volunteered a lot growing up as a child.
Hmm.
My husband and I still do a lot of philanthropic things today, which is really cool. We like to give back to the community and local families. So I just knew I wanted to help people, and this kind of aligned in creating this company.
That's awesome right there. So let's talk a little bit more about your company, right? For Advantage LLC. How did you come up with the name? Oh, for
Yeah,
Advantage.
I could take credit for that. My husband and I one weekend just kept going. We got to come up with a name. Like, if we're going to have a business, we have to come up with a name. And so we kept going back and forth. And he just came up with Full Advantage, and I loved it. I was just
Okay.
like, that's super unique. I haven't heard it. I started to kind of coin different things where it's like, help us take full advantage of, your resources. And I was like, this is perfect. I want this. So that's how the company came to be.
Okay. Okay. So now let's dive more into your like the type of services you provide, right? Because like you do a done for you service. You also you provide education, and you have a done for you service where you help folks in billing and payment processing and credit collection and etc. And every company for the most part need those services. What made it decide to go towards the direction?
So after, doing 14 years in the logistics and supply chain solution, while I was tasked with making sure as we were scaling and growing that our bad debt was remaining under 1%, in our industry, that was pretty hard. And so I did accomplish it. And so I realized that with taking a different approach to things and working with business owners, having really direct conversations, it kind of made us unique. And that's really what helped us kind of design it. And we do have kind of two levels, right? So we have the business owners, executives that want to keep the in-house team, that want to make them better. So we have a service where, we come on site, we help them coach them up, give them templates, do new processes, new procedures, really do like a boot camp offering, and really understand what their goals are, weaknesses that they want to work on, and custom create an opportunity for them that makes sense. And then the other side is for business owners and executives that want to continue to scale and grow and just need help, either in a short or long term in different positions. And so we hire, train, and manage the employees, but they work out of their systems, look and sound like a extension of their company, somebody that works for them, but we hire, train, and manage them.
Awesome, awesome. So it sounds like you guys cover all aspects.
Yeah, we sure do.
Okay. So as an executive, I'm pretty sure your schedule is packed right now. You have your hands full, especially during this season, right? It's end of Q4. Everyone is wrapping things up. Share with us what your typical week looks like, as a business owner, as an executive. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I get up at 5:30 every morning. It's like clockwork. And then my girlfriend and I, she actually drives down the street. We work out together every morning. We got to do at least 30, 45 minutes every day, kind of get our minds right. And we find that kind of gives us that energy and that focus for the rest of the day. Then from there, I go and take some me time. So I do some podcast listening, reading some blogs, those kind of things. That gives me about 30, 45 minutes doing that. And then I get ready for the day, and I'm at my desk before 7:30, working on emails, setting the goals, setting the daily tasks, looking at what we got going on for the week and the day. And then I just drive into it, and I make sure that I got to take, breaks for water and food, and get up. I have a little 2-year-old that's home, and an 11-year-old that's at school. So I make sure to ask how her day is when she comes home, and make sure to go down and say goodnight to him when he takes his nap. So it's great, when you're able to kind of be both.
You know what? That's awesome right there. It sounds like you've been able to integrate, wellness into your lifestyle. So now I'm gonna ask you this question: when you were not working out or investing in yourself, how did you feel compared to the activities and the new habits that you've implemented into your lifestyle? I want you to compare the two.
Yeah, and it's funny, I grew up being an athlete. I was, played basketball since I'm 3, 4 years old. I had a ball in my hand. And I knew that meant a lot to me, like that training. But then as you get older, I went into the corporate America world, that rat race, and was traveling a lot. And just didn't make it a priority. Didn't make it a priority to work out, didn't make it a priority to eat right, those kind of things. And my energy level, my focus, all those things suffered.
Mm-hmm.
As well as my trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm accomplished for sure, but I even wonder and kind of kick myself now, going, man, what more could I've accomplished if I kind of put that in a different order in my life previously? Because ever since I've made that, I'm 75 days in of focusing on this, down 20 pounds, and really like driven to my goals, and also hitting revenue goals and hitting business goals that I haven't hit before. And so I know that they're intertwined. I find I have energy after work. I used to be so
Exactly.
tired after work. Now I got that energy to go sit in the floor and play with my kids. I coach basketball. Like I'm all over, and people go, I don't know how you do it. And the answer is I start my day right. Like I make sure that I
Exactly.
get that me time in, and then from there I have the energy. It's great.
Katie, that's exactly what my company try to push and share with our clients and everyone else. You have to invest in yourself, especially as a business owner, especially as a high performer, especially as a busy executive, right? Because once you do that, it's going to pour out into everything else that you do. And you are a perfect example, right? You have energy to play with your kids after work. Now that's
Yeah,
rare, right? So
so
it's
true.
all- it's all about that energy expenditure right there. So I'm proud of you, Katie. Keep it up, and 75 days strong. Now it's time to make this part of your lifestyle, right? Forget the countdown. It's gonna be your lifestyle.
Yeah. So I'm counting up, which is kind of a weird thing to do. But for me, it's just like I want to hit the 365 mark. And
Okay.
so I'm keeping that kind of there. It's a lifestyle now. It's a wholesale change. I wouldn't say I diet. I just say I make better choices.
Yeah.
I still get to have like the holiday meal. I still have the holiday treat every once in a while. but I'm very conscientious of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And again, the energy level is just game changer. It's really game changer. And if I could tell anybody who's like on the fence about getting into it, it's amazing how it affects all aspects of your life.
Exactly. The goal is to feel good. That's the goal. Is to feel good. It's that simple. All right. You do things that makes you feel good, both mentally, physically, and spiritually. Right.
Absolutely.
so so self-care is not selfish, right? It's beneficial.
Absolutely. And I don't know why for many years I made excuses for it,
You know what? But the thing is, it's like because sometimes when we're caught up, right, in the rat race, and when we're so focused on the task, right, and working on the admin work and getting the company going, all our energy is focused on just that, and we just tend to forget about our personal well-being. And by the time you know it, time passes by, and we start to take this steady decline. eh, You know, and all of a sudden you look in the mirror and you don't recognize the person you see. So but I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you was able to grab things back and really take control of your life.
Yeah,
That's
it's been so great, and I would say like you can have it all. Like I think in my eyes, I always thought that I had to either just have the career or have the family or be the athlete, whatever it may be. But the reality is, with balance, you can have it all.
Thank you. Thank you. Say that one more time, please, for those listeners in the back.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you can't be afraid to have me time, have family time. Put your professional goals out there. Like with balance, you can have it all. You really can, and you can't be afraid of if I take from here, am I gonna suffer? You're not. In fact, it actually helps. Like I said.
Exactly. And sometimes, you might even need a support team, right? Like there's no coincidence why, you know, folks who are successful, why they're successful, because they invest in themselves, they invest in coaching, right? Like Tom Brady, the guy has like nine, I think he has like about 12 coaches, if I'm not mistaken, either 9 or 12,
Yeah.
right? Success leaves clues, right? You have to set yourself up for success, you know?
Yep. When
All
you
right.
line up with the right team.
Yes, indeed. So, Katie, so let's talk about the challenges you face as an executive, right? When you first started to create this company, even though I know you've had years of experience, but transitioning to having your own is different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. So, talk to us about your I won't just say your struggles, but talk to us about what you face in terms of the ups and downs, and how you was able to overcome to be the person you are right now.
Yeah, so imposter syndrome's real. So if you're feeling that, it's totally normal. Taking the leap with no parachute is a crazy feeling, but in the same way, it drives me every single day. And being an entrepreneur has the roller coaster, literally the roller coaster, every day. But it's fun because if you just keep going, you don't know what's behind the next day, the next door, right? And so I think that my biggest struggle now is working on the business and not in the business. I'm a little bit of a
Mm,
control freak, and I've had to learn to let go to really scale. And even though I've scaled other people's businesses and our clients, I help them scale their businesses all the time. I coach on this, but I've had to really push myself to let go of things. There's things my team is trained on that I'm not. That
mm,
they know how to do really well in our client system, and I wouldn't know the first thing about signing on. And I'm okay with it because I know they're really good and I know we've got the right people and right leadership in place. But learning to let go has been just as healthy as working out every day because we've been able to accomplish more.
that's powerful right there. So basically, putting your pride and your ego aside to allow the next person to shine.
Yeah, yeah.
Whew.
And it's important to do that before you're at this point in your life. Like I was really big on doing that early in my career too. I actually talked about this at a dinner last night. I said they had given me the example of somebody in their company that's just not willing to say anybody on their team's as good as them. It was a leader. And I responded, "Oh, I don't like that response." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I always wanted my team to be better than me. I
Mm,
purposely would groom them and work hard with them to develop them because if they were better than me, then I did the right job and more doors would open from doing that." And sure enough, those people came back and work for me in a different life now, and they're huge champions. They'll tell you, like I gave them opportunities that they otherwise wouldn't have had.
That's awesome right there. Katie, you know what? I just got goosebumps. When you said those words, I literally just got goosebumps. In my mindset, I'm thinking she gets it. She
For
gets
sure.
it. That's awesome right there. So what advice would you like to give to other executives and business owners about, staying on top of the game, or about making certain improvements in order to get further up?
So I think you hit the nail on the head. Invest in yourself. I definitely believe in having coaches and team behind you that not only are financially invested in you, but also emotionally and mentally invested in you. So have that mentorship as well, and make the time. Realize that you can have it all. You just need to have balance. Balance is
Hmm.
important, but make the time because you really kick yourself in the butt once you see how good you feel. And it certainly doesn't hurt when people come up to you and say how great you look. So, the confidence booster all around when you look good, feel good, and can say you're hitting new, professional goals. It's a game changer.
Awesome, awesome. So, Katie, are you currently working on any new projects, and would you like to share those projects with us? Any new books, any new programs? Talk to us.
So yeah, definitely have a book that I want to write in the next 24 months. So stay tuned for that. I've got some things I'm working on behind the scenes with that.
Okay.
But we are building software right now. So we've always believed in training the people to do what you need to do. Last year and the year before that, we learned people aren't always going to be there and available. So we kind of pivoted to helping to build software and building our own software to bring to market so they can do more with less. So look for
Mm,
automation and then have people do more of the exception handling than the day-to-day operation. So stay tuned for that launch in 2023.
that's awesome right there. I'm looking forward to it because I'm a big advocate of automation. Automation helps to free up time so you can focus on what you're good at, right?
Absolutely.
What you're good at. So, what are your thoughts on businesses that kind of tend to delay the automated process?
They hold themselves back, and
Mm-hmm.
that archaic process, or the we've always done it this way, so we got to keep doing it this way, is it can be deadly at times. You've got to be able to pivot and look at how can I do things differently than how I do them today, quicker, more efficiently, more effective, get better results, and always continue to push yourself. It goes with life and being in your comfort zone, right? I believe in living outside my comfort zone. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with living outside my comfort zone. And I think it's important that you do that in your business too, because if you just keep doing things and showing up to work every day and doing the same thing, you'll get bored and you're also not going to get as far as if you kind of really challenge yourself to say, we've always made it this way. What if we made it this way? What if we change the ingredients, or what if we change the process?
Mm-hmm. It's that what if question that people tend not to ask themselves, right? That what if, maybe, what if, that gray area, right? The unknown.
The fear, right? It's the fear factor. Like I know what I can get today. I know the results I can get today, but I don't know if I change it what those results are going to be. So there's fear.
Yes, indeed. So, Katie, if someone were to inquire about your services or just want to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn, very active there under Katie Keich. And we have a website, www.fulladvantage.co. That's .co. And we also have an email address that's info@fulladvantage.co.
Awesome, awesome. Katie, you are a superstar at what you do. I did my due diligence and I did some research and I saw phew, you really help a lot of companies. You took them to millions and as well. So you're not an amateur. you
No,
are you are a superstar at what you do. So for those of you that's listening right now, definitely reach out to Katie. She's a superstar. Reach out to her company for Advantage, and I guarantee you, you will not you will not regret it. You will not regret it. So, Katie, thank you for coming on today's episode of How May I Serve You? And I also like to thank all our listeners and viewers for lending us their ears and their eyeballs. So, I have one last question for you. And that question is, how may I serve you, Katie Keich?
that's a good one. I would say, just helping me to get the brand out there. That's huge. Having me on today has been enough already. But I really appreciate the opportunity to continue promoting content and things that we've got going on at Full Advantage. And really, again, appreciate you giving me the time to share a message.
You're very welcome. Once again, this is your host, Thomas Johnson. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share it with somebody else that will benefit. And guys, take care, be blessed, happy holidays. See you
Happy holidays.
next year. Cheers. We out.